Hey everyone! Welcome to the opening stream of the 2022 OoT Bingo Tournament. I hope you're all excited for the tournament to finally start. And yeah, I hope you've had enough time to de-rust your bingos. So first I'm going to explain a few things about the logistics of the tournament. And afterwards I will reveal all the 25 matches that will be played during the next week. So if you're an entrant of the tourney, stay tuned to find out who your opponent will be. So this year, we actually have 50 entrants, which is a lot. Super excited so many people joined. It's actually 8 more than we had in 2021, so that's a great improvement. However, in 2020, we had 52 entrants, so it's not the most we've ever had, but still, good job everyone. So the first thing I wanted to talk about a little is scheduling, which is something you all soon have to do. So, scheduling. As always, there will be the scheduling channel in the Discord server where you can schedule the match with your opponent. Try to do that as soon as possible because you have only 1 week to complete your match, which is not that long. So, some people have weird time zones, so try to be early. After you agreed on a time with your opponent, you can go to the Bingo Tournament website, go to your profile, and then click the My Matches tab. And there you can put in the time that you agreed upon, so that I don't have to do that anymore. Super nice, Kappa. Please do that once you know, and you can still change it later if you really have to. You can only not change it to the past, so, try to not forget to change it. Only one of you has to put it on the website, so you don't both have to put in the same time, so yeah. And yeah, after you put it, you will immediately see your match on the schedule, which is super nice. Also, definitely, if you're just a viewer of the tournament, really keep an eye on the schedule on the Bingo Tournament website, because it will constantly be up to date and will show you each day which matches will be. So that's pretty nice. You see, here's a link to the website again. And yeah, so important, each week there's a deadline for your match. So this week the matches will have to be finished before Monday 25th, which is not, upcoming Monday, but the one after, before 2 p.m. UTC. So, you can schedule for that whole weekend, but the next day your match has to be finished. If it's not finished, you both get a forfeit basically, unless you can prove that you really tried to schedule but your opponent just didn't react. But then just let me know if there's any problems scheduling, if it's really hard to reach your opponent. Yeah, exactly. Thanks to the website, I don't need Flush anymore. Kappa. No, it's just, yeah, I didn't want to do all the work anymore. Kappa. Alright, so after you schedule, the next thing is actually racing. So what do you do when your race is about to start? Well, first, you announce your match in the race announcements channel in the Discord. And you do so by just dropping the race time URL. And then the bot will ping the appropriate people. And if you're a restreamer, you can also drop the restream link in there, and then the restream people will be pinged. So please do that. It's also nice for, the TO to know which races are starting, and if they're not starting, then I can say, hello, where the fuck are you? So afterwards, it's let's bingo time. And then after your match, please first wait for the match to be recorded on race time. Scara, please. Or Flush, please. Or Lake, please. And once it's recorded on there, you can save the result to the website. So go to your profile, again to My Matches. And there on your match, you will see a little save button, shaped like a floppy. You still know what that is, you zoomers. And then a little modal opens, little window. And there you can drop the URL of the race time, room, and then the website will record your match and all the results will be on the result page. So all automatic. Might also, if you wait too long with this, might be that I will do it for you, but don't count on that. And yeah, that is basically how that works. Yeah, after the stream, I want you all to recite basically verbatim what I've told you, otherwise you'll be kicked out of the tournament. Alright, so then there's restreaming. So to keep this tournament hyped, we need a lot of restreamers. If you're interested in hosting a restream, then the first step is adding the restream role in the Discord. And once you do that, I will give you the role on the website as well, which will give you the power on the website to claim a restream. So you can do so by clicking on the Twitch icon that says claim on a match if you're planning to restream that match. Also DM me to get the stream key if you want to stream on the OoT TV channel, on this channel. And then I'll send you some instructions. Or if you don't want to and you want to host a more ghetto restream, then you can use your own channel. Yeah, finding commentators is always the hard part, but yeah. There's a commentator role that you can ping, and hopefully everyone here is also excited to help with commentary. And yeah, that's basically it. Then a few more things. It turns out that forfeiting is bad for you. Sad face. No, I wanted to remind that. So in the tournament, the median is pretty important. If you forfeit once, that won't really influence your median. But if you do it twice, you really cannot get a good time anymore, unfortunately. So keep that in mind. And in addition, also outside of the tournament, it's kind of good to not forfeit, because your bingo leaderboard seat will still be used in the next rounds to decide which opponent you get within your point group. So yeah, just, you know, as long as you have less than 3 or less forfeits in your last 15 races, it's okay. But if it's more than that, it influences your seed in a bad way. Blanking is always super bad. And yeah, I also wanted to remind everyone that it's banned to get any help, like routing wise, for your bingo during your race. So, you know, try to be careful with chat helping you, like maybe don't read it or tell them not to help you, and don't help others during their race, just to keep it fair for everyone. Yeah, so the leaderboard score or your leaderboard time will still be used for seeding in the next rounds. The tournament medium decides your spot on the leaderboard, but for pairing, that is ignored, and we use the bingo leaderboards, because that is a bit more like, that shows better what your actual skill is right now. No, yeah, you gotta still be on your guard between races. So that is all the boring stuff I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I was hoping to maybe host the first match of the tournament right after this stream, but it turned out a little bit hard to find 2 people in convenient time zones that would be able to, on such short notice, to play. So unfortunately, I don't have an opening match set up. But if you see your pair on the screen and you're like, well, we guys are like excited to immediately do our match right after the stream, let me know, and then can maybe set that up. But yeah, speaking of pairs, drum roll, Flush can do his match. Boss champ. So yeah, we have 25 matches coming up in the next week. And they're all on the screen. And I'm going to reveal them one by one. Alright. I hope everyone is ready. Just gonna reveal the first one. First one is Tashman versus Mylin. So looking at the seeds, that will be a pretty balanced race. Then the next one is a true classic. So I'm excited for that. It is Countdown versus Mid-Boss. Pretty cool. Then the third match is Moose Crab versus Shiro. And then we have, for the next, Shaggy versus Bufrost. Then for the next match, we have someone from the 3D community, Cymarth and Ben Stevens. I think that's also going to be a pretty cool match. Then, coming up, Cloud versus Game Stable. Next match is Painskate versus Cisco. Cisco, who just finished his first race time bingo race yesterday night. Just in time to join. Then the next match is a Pasher versus Cabbage. Then we have Neve versus Corpser. Only a few more matches in the group that didn't get the virtual point, which is Grego versus Kuno. And finally, there is Adef versus Darker. Oh yeah, what do these numbers mean? Good question. So these numbers are the score you have on the bingo leaderboard. So, and that was used as your seed for deciding the pairs. So basically a higher number there means that according to your average of your last 15 races, and also a bit depending on how old these races are, how good, the algorithm thinks you're going to perform. Oh yeah, the board is down. True, I forgot about that. It will be back online soon. Yeah, that was to keep this stream spoiler free, but you can find it there in, a little bit. All right, so then we have another match in the 0 point group, which is Coffee Pot versus Safe State. So that was the last match. So the next matchups are the people who got a virtual point in advance because they were in the top half based on this bingo leaderboard seed. And so these people have a virtual point to start with, but it's not actually counted as a real tournament point. Just some way to do the pairings. So we will start with the close matchups, which is pretty exciting. And the first match, I think it's going to be really high, is Moose versus JFM. All right. So the next one is Slang versus Link. That's also going to be such a good one, I think. These matches, these close matchups are always so good. Then the next one, I think this is gonna make for a pretty funny restream. I can't wait to see all the clips of this next match. And it is Mutant versus Consultant. Get your keks ready. Alright. Then, coming up, we have Greg versus Fenyon. It's also gonna be good. Unfortunately, Mutant and Greg barely missed each other in the pairing. And then coming up for the next, Gargoyle versus Runner Guy. Must also be a really good match. And the next match is Nelle versus Combo. And then we have Lake versus Kleigar. Very good match, yeah, also a very good match. Don't pretend like your reactions were better back in the day, Kinte. Alright, so next up is an incredibly boring match. Like, I don't even want to watch it. I don't think it should be restreamed. We should ignore this next match. And it is T2 versus Triforce. No, I'm just kidding. Don't worry, guys. I think it's gonna be really good. Alright, then we have Fanta versus Dotso. The next one is really kind of a classic, I think. We're having two kind of boomers play each other. And that is EXO versus Blinksy. This is a match you could also have seen many years ago. Really happy. Really happy he's in chat. And then the next one is Tomato versus Chalensoi. So Chalensoi is a relative newcomer in the bingo community, but has been spamming races. So I'm excited to see how they're going to do in the tourney. Then only 2 more matches to go. So who are we still missing? Yeah, Matt already deduced his fate. Is it gonna be Juke or Top? Really happy. Oh, it's going to be Juke. What a relief. Juke versus Matt. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. And then, yeah, speaking of rough matches, the final one will be incredibly rough, unfortunately. So the thing is, if the groups are an uneven amount, then the top person of one group goes down to the next group, the lower group, and then plays basically the lowest entrant of that group. It's kind of unfortunate, but having to play an extra hard opponent will only happen to you once during the tournament. So yeah, this is probably not going to be the most exciting match to watch, but maybe, you never know. Anything can happen in bingo. So the final match I'm going to reveal is Top versus Glasfolie. I was told that I had to pronounce it German because they are German. So yeah, F's in chat for this match. Good luck with that. But yeah, don't worry. Glass, this will only happen this round, and next round you won't have to play one of the top players unless you win. Then it will happen. So yeah, these are our first 25 matches. Hope everyone is ready for them. So basically, start scheduling your matches right away in the scheduling channel. And schedule them on the website as well. And yeah, all I can say, the tournament has officially started. So good luck in round 1, and let me know if anyone has time to play right away, but I probably won't have time to do a restream if it's not like super soon. So most of the races will be hosted on this channel if the restreamers are down to use OOTV. I would put as a requirement that at least 2 commentators have to be around to be able to stream on this channel to keep the quality a bit decent. And some matches might also be restreamed on Zelda speedruns, because they are also gonna help with this tournament. And during the final phase, so during the bracket phase, I think most of the matches will be actually restreamed on Zelda speedruns. But yeah, good luck to everyone. Thank you for watching. And if you have any more questions, yeah, you know where to find me. Just go to the tournament Discord. And yeah, good luck. Let's bingo.